actually 2 times. One time we went to Rayleigh's and we walked out and it was a white old like senior kind of white male. And he had a hat that was, the Make America Great Again.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the nerve to ask me, "Where's your hat at?" I said, "Excuse me?
That's bold.
What do you mean, where my hat at?" Like, I had to double check once, but like in that moment,
Coming from, and I feel like it's important that we tell little girls and even like our friends, family, like how important and how beautiful you are, because some people really don't know. Like,
and it's not enough people saying it to them.
Right.
Like it's the other kids, the mixed kids get it a lot. So the other kids, they see that. They see, the white kids, the mixed kids, the kids that aren't dark or aren't black, like they're getting attention from strangers and other people. So they're not hearing it. And so I do think it's important to say it to when I see them with their ponytails, I say it because I do miss when little girls did look like little girls. They had their ponytails.
Yes. Now they look grown.
Yes. Like, I'm looking at you like, "Gangster, you look older than me." Like,
right. So I love it. I try to do it as much as I can, and it's always genuine when I do it. So I do think it plays a role. Like at home, I didn't really pick up on it, although it was there. Like I had books, and it was a book called Brown Eyes, Brown Skin. Now that I look at that book again, that book is so beautiful. I need to buy it for my children. Mm-hmm. And then like nappy hair, but I was reading it like, oh, it's a book, but I didn't see that she was trying to like show me like, you're black and you gotta kind of focus on this stuff because it's important. And I was just thinking it was whatever, but as I got older, I was like, that probably was why I didn't feel so like I don't know, like I wasn't accepted as much.
Yeah.
I mean, in school, middle school is the hardest, so they was pointing that out. But
I feel like when you do that to kids, like they feel more secure no matter what people say. Cause like when we do that to my cousin, like she cheers for like a team that's like majority. She's like the few of the black girls. It's like 3 black girls. She's okay. Like she don't feel no different than them. She don't feel like nothing towards them. Like I just feel like that's important for us to say that to them. So when they go out into the world, when people say something about them or point out something like their skin or something, they will feel like, okay, and
have tough
and
skin
still
about
be like,
it,
but be like, okay, and but I'm doing better than you. I can flip better than you. So what does my skin have to do with anything? Like really point out like, okay, but I have the same talent as you. So
and better most of the time.
Because I feel like that's what my cousin does at practice. Like, so if somebody says something to her, she'll be like, okay, and I'm better. Like.
Yeah,
but she got that from me because I do that. But okay,
right?
So,
yeah, no. I was gonna say I agree. Going back to what Amani was saying, it starts in the home. It starts. Certain things can't be taught in schools. Like it has to start from within the household.
That's true. Yeah, my household, my mom told me I was beautiful every day. My grandma, my grandfather. And I feel like it's important that guys do it too, because just from us like feeling like black guys don't have our back or don't like accept our beauty, I feel like it's important that fathers do that, brothers do that. And I know like brothers, they talk about their sister like jokingly, but sometimes I feel like you should tell them how beautiful they are more than you're ugly. Like, you know what I mean? Because that could mess with someone's confidence. So
I feel like that's true though, because my big brother, he like comments on my pictures and stuff. Like, of course he gonna roast me, like we roast each other and stuff. But like, I feel like that is true to have like a granddad or like just the boys in your family just to say something about the females that are nice. Like, cause men are on social media talking about white women are the wave or Mexican. I want a Mexican girl or something like just putting us down all the time.
It makes you not have to feel like you have to go seek for that acceptance outside.
Right. Exactly. You wouldn't
now you're looking for it in the wrong places.
Right. I feel like if you do it in the home, you just won't care. Like outside of the home, when people are putting you down, you just won't care. You're like, okay, like, because you're going to find somebody that loves everything about you. So once you start doing that at home, it'll make it better for the kids. Like, I don't know, a lot of people think that schools, but the schools make it worse because there's mixed kids that they glorify.
Yeah.
And they put us against each other. That's the putting us against each other, like doing that, like dark skin and then light skin, like.
During middle school, I was in this program called Sisters Ania, and it was like predominantly for like black girls, and they basically, it was a program to, you know, love yourself, love the skin you're in, and we did like all kinds of topics like in retreats. Like we had a women's leadership conference that was predominantly black. Basic, like what I'm trying to say. And I feel like programs like that are very helpful because till this day, like I love being black. Like I love my hair. I love any shade of black. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's important that schools implement it, families implement it, because it's important. And I'm not saying like the other races, y'all can do that for y'all kids, but I'm just speaking for us. Yeah.
I feel like we need to have more of those programs. We really don't have a lot of like black women empowerment kind of like thing. I mean, you see it like in an adult level because you'll start to have like brunches that are made to like network and stuff. But like middle school students, high school students, like there's really no like programs that really like for the black woman. Like join this, like you have a sister, you have this, like, and I think we need more of that.
I agree as well. I did a science program. It wasn't just for black women, but it was mostly black kids in it, but it was for like underrepresented minorities. So it was mostly black people there and some like Asian and other races too. And I was like, before I went there, I was ignorant to a lot of black stuff because I went to white schools a lot. So like I saw white culture like nobody's business. So when I was there, like I was like, oh, you gotta be mixed to have hair like this, and you gotta like be like this in order to look like this, and like all this stuff. And it was like, honey, no, that's not what it is. And I was like, oh, for real? Like, you sure? Like, and it was like, yes, we're sure. So hanging around them allowed me to like being black and being around black people. I used to like feel like alienated from them just because I didn't grow up around them a lot. So I didn't talk or wasn't interested in the same stuff. And so meeting other black people that was like just like me, even though they weren't even from, it was just like,
makes you feel good.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm a part of something. Like, okay, it's bigger than what I was thinking it was, so.
So why do you feel like women, especially black women, get like surgeries or skin bleaching? Do you think they lack self-love?
Yeah. For sure.
But some say like, oh, I'm just enhancing my figure or my skin tone. But I feel like if you got to do that, that means you're insecure about something. You don't love something about yourself.
Okay. In the term of like surgery, I feel like it depends on like the situation why you're getting it and stuff like that. Like, I mean, if you want like if you're doing it like just I want bigger boobs. I mean, you're not gonna snap your finger. It's gonna go overnight. You gotta get something done. Then that case. But if you're doing it like, oh, I want to get my boobs done because of the society. Like, for example, looking at the entertainment industry. A lot of women go in there and they have to change. They have to do this. Like, I was watching Love and Hip Hop. I forgot what this girl name was on the show.
I think I know who you're talking about. And she was like, they're trying to make me change my...
Yeah, she was like, why do I have to change my, like, get breast implant? Why do I have to change my, get boob implant? Why do I have to do that for you to listen to my music and for you to, like, show me the ropes out? And it was just really interesting. Like, it's a lot of women that come in and have to change their stuff. Like... I always talk about like Cardi B, like her body before she got in the industry, and like now I'm just like, girl, something happened because like you wasn't like this in a way. And
a lot of artists are like that, like Nicki Minaj, Summer Walker, for example. She recently just got her nose done, and her nose was fine.
Oh,
like
she got her nose done?
Yes, and it's kind of like small. I don't know
what she's.
But I feel like she shouldn't have touched her face. Like her face was beautiful, and I feel like someone was in her ear telling her
do it
for the industry. Because everybody always said like no one ever said she was ugly. Like no one ever commented like Summer Walker, you're ugly. Like I never seen that. So it was like it had to be because when she started getting bigger, she started getting more enhancements on her. Because she even said that like, oh, I got surgery. Like I like getting it done, but it's like.
Going back to the idea of like sex sells. Sex sells. Like you have to find your way in or be left out, and it's unfortunate that it's like that. But like I feel like now on the other spectrum, like skin bleaching, I think that has to do a lot with like lack of self-love. Because now that's extreme measures. Like you're changing yourself and stuff like that. And I feel like it goes back again to the media. Like the feeling that I have to be like this in order to receive love, to receive attention, to get job positions. Like sometimes we feel like, oh, because of our skin color, like kind of like how like like I have a friend of mine that told me like, you know how when you apply for a job and then like lets you to tell them like off the bat like what identity, like what you identify, like I was like, I don't answer that because I don't want them to see, you know, what I am before they even get a chance to talk to me one on one kind of stuff.
I really don't like those boxes either. I'd be hesitant, like, should I black or something else?
Man,
so
yeah, it affects us in like deeper ways. Like, for instance, I've heard a lot of people like it was like a model girl, and she was like, they don't have anything for dark skinned people when I go to get hair and makeup done. Like, they don't know how to do my hair. They don't have makeup for me. They don't have like resources for me at all. And so with even outside of like just the physical stuff, like people don't put love or support or care for us if it's not us. You know what I'm saying? And so they don't feel like accepted, and then they would probably feel like, oh, I gotta bleach to get, or I gotta get a perm so they can do my hair. I gotta, we gotta change ourselves so like accommodate for, because nobody else wants to do it, or put in the time for it. And so I think that plays a role in it as well.
So what are some stereotypes you feel like people place upon Black women?
Ghetto, loud,
angry. I hate how they say we're angry
for no reason. Like, even if you're talking, like having a conversation with a male, they're like, why are you getting mad? But
aggressive.
I'm not even mad.
Sometimes you don't even be aggressive. It's just
they take the way you talk. That's how people do, though. They put that name on us already, so then we're like, okay, are we being aggressive? And then we have to change our whole like tone of voice or something. Like, I don't know.
I don't like how we're sexualized, especially at a young age. I seen this debate going on with this little girl, and her hair was straightened, and they were saying like she looks too fast, too grown, and I'm like, it's just her hair that's straightened. Why are you looking at her like that? She's a child. Like, so those are a few things I don't like that they put upon us. What's some stereotypes?
I mean, you said it. Those are like the bigger ones: ghetto, angry, loud, ratchet,
uneducated, and we be smarter than half of the people saying that. So it just backfires, because the more they say that, I feel like the more it motivates women. Like, they can say that, but we come from women. Like, if you're in a family with women that work hard and you see them working hard, I feel like people saying that is just like, you're just gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna show you.
I feel like we just intimidate a lot of people, just based on how strong we are and like how we need to move in order to have a social like status in life. Like, I feel like they get intimidated by that.
I agree. I definitely agree with the intimidation. But it's not even that I feel like we're intimidating. I think, like, well, in a way for them is that I don't think they're ready to step up in that way. Like, I don't think people, and that's also why I think, like, people run to other races and stuff, because I think, especially when we try to hold our Black men accountable, like, they know we know what they supposed to be doing.
Right.
Like, like,
right. They
you know better, and
I
know you know better. And so they be like, oh, she ain't with the bullshit. Let me go to the next girl. That's not like that. And that's then we're going to put up with it. And so if we could just keep it there, like keep our respect up there, keep our standards. Like, they always try to say we have too high standards, but I don't really believe in that. I think if you're ready to go, if you're ready to be with me, then you will be there.
Accept everything.
Right. Like, we're on the same plane. Like, I'm not trying to raise nobody. I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do.
Right.
You're grown. I'm grown. Like, you know what you want or you don't. We'll talk about that, and then we can go from there. But I'm not.
Yeah. Period.
So how does it make you feel when you see Black males date other races? Do you think they value them more than they do us?
I don't think they value most of them, to be honest.
I agree with that. Yeah,
it's a lot of trophy wives.
Why you say that? Oh,
the faces. They like the faces. They like the way they look next to them. They're not really like, oh yeah, like they don't want to be with Black women because we kind of, like you said, we
hold them accountable.
So they think that we're like, oh, why y'all always arguing? But we're not arguing. We're just telling you that you're wrong.
Yeah, I think they confuse that. We think you should be better, like, for like attacking them, like, we want you to be a better man, but
or we just know their potential too, and they take it the wrong way. Like, we're not gonna cut you slack because society's not gonna cut you slack. So
we're trying to put you higher up. But I agree with the trophy wife, like them dating like celebrities dating like different races, and then like, or they had a black wife at first, and then got a white wife or something, like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I feel like it is like a trophy wife thing. It's all the way it looks to society, not really for them.
I think it's a mix. Like, going back to the trophy wife, I think, like I said, I don't have an issue with like interracial dating and like all of that. You love what you love, but not at the cost of bashing a black woman or bashing another woman, you know? Because it's like, and I've seen this pattern mostly like in athletes, I would say it's a pattern of you grew up, you probably dated a few black women. Now that you got your fame, you feel like another race is the one that's be by your hand. But the moment all of that is gone,
they be the ones taking their money.
Who do you turn your back on? You turn right back to the same black woman that you turned your back on to begin with.
That's just like that black woman.
And I think it's going
back again. Wanted her back, like
you only want it back when it's worse. And then I also like, man, I forgot my track. I forgot. I'll get back to it.
But yeah, I don't really like how they treat us, like put us on the back burner, and they feel like, say, like an athlete, like a black athlete, we're just there to take their money. In reality, we be the ones that's helping them manage their money or helping them invest their money. And the other races, I feel like, are the ones that take their money, that use their money for other things. And I could be wrong, but from what I see from certain athletes, like,
we're not saying everybody though, so don't take us wrong. We're not saying like every like black athlete is doing that. We're just saying from like people we've seen, like it's okay to be with a different race. You know, you love who you love. It's not really. Sometimes people don't see color. Sometimes they really going for what the person is like. But in situations like that, it's not. They're literally bashing us for the other race to like them, and I feel like that's wrong because we had their back since the beginning of time. Since the Black Panther movement, since they were in Africa, since they came, when they first came here, like, we always had their back. The segregation laws, the Jim Crow laws, we was there in front of the guns with the police, with the black man. So, like, for them to, I don't get why they disrespect us because you came from a black woman. Like Tupac said, you came from a black, like, what is that about?
Yeah.
And they never can explain when we ask them, like, you came from a black woman, how do you hate us? They never have an answer.
They don't.
They never do.
Yeah. So do you think we're more publicly embarrassed by black men? Like on social media or...
I think we publicly embarrassed by everybody.
Everybody?
Everybody. In some way.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's a case by case situation in a way. We do have and we do appreciate the small little crowd of black men that do like support us and try to like sign up for us, or like I have some friends that are like black male, and it's like they'll really like, you know, they have their homies that are like talking about down, like they'll really check them like, bro, like you should not be talking like that. We appreciate those, but I do definitely think that we are publicly embarrassed. Yeah.
It's bad, but it's like we're saying it like we used to it. Like, yeah, we are.
And we shouldn't be used to it. That's what's crazy.
But we have people that tell us that we're cute. Like, people comment on our pictures. People are telling us like every day walking past us, even some people that aren't black. So it's like, yeah, we publicly embarrassed, but we do have some people that will, you know, be with us or like compliment us. So
yeah,
it's hard to be used to it, but it's gonna keep happening. It's like the only thing we can do is like unite to fix it, but that's still hard too because we still going against each other on that. So
because of that, do you feel like we should give up on black men and just start dating other races?
No, I mean, there's still black men who do love black women, which we definitely appreciate you.
We love y'all.
Right, for real, we do. But I think like I'm in my space, like I think I'll know who really here for me, you know. So I mean, I hope it's a black man. But like I'm not really closed off to the idea of other races because it's crazy because all my dates have been every like real date I've been on has been by a non-black guy. Every single one.
How is that? Would you date a white guy?
I mean, I would. Well, I mean, it depends on the personality. Like,
let's not say too much.
Right. But it's like a white guy or Hispanic guys. Like, but they know how to do it, which is crazy. Like, they know how to go about it. So they'll go out and they'll ask me on a date, not like when we link in. when we go and chill.
Yeah, I feel like black males, like, they feel like they're entitled. Like, we have to go on a date with them however they ask.
Why is that?
And even when they ask, they really don't be asking. It's like, oh, what you trying to do?
Right.
Sir, you came up with the dating idea. What do you mean?
Do
Right.
y'all think like the other races have that taught in their homes and black men don't, kind of thing, or that's just how they are?
I think for Hispanic men it is, because I think they're taught like how to treat women a lot, at least.
Yeah, I think that's true too.
But then again, and I have this conversation with my friends too, is yes, it starts in a home, but I feel like as a generation, we are at that point where you have access to everything. You feel me? Like, maybe you may not have seen how to properly care for a woman in your household, but you have homies, you have friends, you have uncles. You know what I'm saying? Like, your friends.
Or you could be that chain.
Yeah, you could be that chain. Like, your friends been in past relationships. Y'all don't have conversation within one another. Like, oh, bro, like, how should I do this? How, you know, like, what do you feel like I should do? Like, we all have people around us that we can look up to. Shoot, you're on your social media. Like, you know, I understand they always say
24/7.
Yeah, like, I know they always say, like, don't look at social media as somebody's relationship to social media and think it's perfect. That's true. But at the same time, you can grab ideas and make your own twist to it. There's Pinterest, there's YouTube.
There's
like,
so much.
Like, there's so much out
LeBron
there.
James and Savannah James.
I love their family.
Them.
I love their family. Like, you know, there's different models that you can use. So I feel like at this point where we're at, like, yes, the excuse of not having in the house still count, but it really doesn't, because it's getting to the point where that's not your only source and your only model that you can use in order to move forward.
I think that's why they get mad at us too, because we be like, no excuses, like, no. You either gonna do right or no. That's why they get mad at us so much and be like, oh yeah, black girls always tripping, because we have standards and we know what we want and we don't want to settle for less. So if we gonna settle for less, then bye.
Yeah, like, I think that's why they get mad when they see us with non-black men too. Like, how you a sellout, and it's funny because when it's the other way around.
When it's the other way around,
they don't want to talk about it. But I'll talk about it from the girl perspective. He gonna ask me out properly, and he's gonna take me out, and he's gonna open my door, and he's gonna be a man to me, and that's what I want. Like, I don't want you to just be like, oh, you know, we could do whatever. Like, I can do whatever.
You can come to the house. No, I'm not trying to go to the house.
No.
I want to go on an actual date.
What are you trying to do? Asking me what I'm trying to do, but you asked me out. So who's taking who on the date?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like a date is something someone plans for you. Like, they have everything already ready for you, and then you come and you just like, oh, okay. And then you can do the same for the man. Like, but if it's not given to you, you're not going to reciprocate it, type thing. If that makes sense.
Sometimes we want to be in situations where we are the woman and not the woman and the man.
Right.
And I think
say it again so they hear you. One more time. One more time.
We want to be in relationships where we can be the woman and not the woman and the man at the same time.
Or your mom.
Right. I want to, I really believe, like, I'll let you lead if you're somebody to follow. But if you not leading nothing, like, I'm not gonna let you lead, like, so we're not gonna work out. Like, it's not for me.
Men always want to say you never listen, but half the stuff you guys be saying, you're just trying to manipulate us to make us fall under the nonsense you're telling us. Like,
I'm gonna listen if you talking. Like, if you saying something, I'm gonna listen. But if you just talking to talk, like, I don't want to hear none of that.
We're
right. It's going out. But why do we have to tell y'all how to take us on a date, how to talk to us, how to treat us, how to talk? Like, I don't get why we have to do that. Why do we have to be the ones to set that? Why don't you already know what you're supposed to do? If you want to be with me too, but why do I have to tell you how to be with me? And you're not telling me how to be with you. I'm doing the right thing. You don't have no complaints.
I feel like for us, we're kind of the experiment for black men. And I say this because, like, say in high school or middle school, you know, we get into those relationships and, you know, we're their experience with sex, their first everything. And then, so once they learn everything, they go into the next race and they do everything they're supposed to do for the next race because they learned from us. You know, if that makes sense.
I feel like that's not even for just the next race, but just their next relationship too. Like, they take from their first girlfriend or like their ex and like give it to the next person. That's why so many people be mad. Like, how you didn't do that for me and you doing that for the next person? You know, like, what was wrong with me? That's why people start feeling insecure because men like to do that.
Yeah.
I think they know. I think they,
Right.
we know, we're not, like, I think they smarter than we be letting them think that we know. Like, I think they know what they're doing. So they know why they didn't do it for the last girl, and why they're doing it for this girl. Like, they're really smart and they're strategic about how they do stuff. Yeah. But it's like, I mean, it is hurtful when it isn't, when you're not on the good end of the stick of it. But like, they well aware and they know a lot more than they like to let on, and I think that's part of the game that they play.
And it's crazy because we know too what men are capable of, but I feel like when we're in relationships, we're so blind to like all the
They're thinking with logic, we're thinking with emotion, so it's different. Like they know when we're weak, they know what to say to make us come back. They know, like she said, it's all strategy. They know what they're thinking more logic than emotion, and when they start to think with emotion, we're already logic. We're back on logic and we're done. Like it's all a game to them. It seemed like
That's true. So the last question is kind of different from what we were talking about, but since the situation has died down and it seems to stop getting media coverage, how do you feel about the 75,000 Black girls that are missing or more that are still missing? I don't know if you see it on Twitter, but I've seen like almost 5 Black girls this week missing.
I feel like they try to kind of, sometimes they hide stuff like that from us. Like, we won't know unless people start posting about it. Like, the news kind of, when they post, they say what they want to say, I feel like. And I feel like it's wrong because those girls are really missing and they could have been found if, like, we knew something, because they tell us, like, months later. And it's like, we do nothing but, like, retweet or something. Like, Twitter is good with telling people when people are missing. But I just feel like it's just a lot going on. Like, with that, it's mostly they're kidnapping them for, like, sex trafficking or something. Like, I don't know. I just think it should be talked about.
I feel like they can find them because we have all this technology, all these satellites and stuff. Like, you could find if somebody is missing, and I feel like they just don't make it a priority to find our kind of girls. Like, I think it was in Washington. I forgot what state it was, but where all those girls were missing in that 1 month.
It was Washington.
Like, that was crazy. Like, how are all those girls missing and you didn't find not one?
Yeah, that's insane. I think it does go down in media. That's why I'm like, I need to follow some news pages or something, because I do not watch the news like I used to. Like, so everything that I'm seeing is about a celebrity, which is trying to hide me from what's going on right outside the house. You know what I'm saying? So I think our media is directed in the wrong area most of the time. And then I think, like you said, it's not enough. Like, I think, well, because the media's not showing us this, or we're not as aware, they're brushing it under the rug. They're like, well, they don't really care about these girls missing, so we'll find them maybe, and then they'll move on. But like, once we start drawing attention to it, and we were for a minute where I was noticing too, I was like, like, what's going on? What we finna do? And then I didn't hear about it no more, and I had forgot that I was like, what's going on? So like, I don't know, it's like, we have to pay more attention to that kind of stuff, because I think, like you said, there's more than enough technology to find people, and I think a lot of the system is corrupt, and a lot of this whole life, like Earth, is about capitalism. So if it ain't about money, they ain't gonna do it. So if it's not like a lot of people trying to figure it out, they're not gonna care about nothing. Like, they'll be like, well, we got a lot of stuff.
The only way, I feel like, unless we bug them, like, we start saying, like, the community and everybody in every state start saying something, that's when they want to take action. But if we don't say nothing, they're not going to say anything either.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, so thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for next week for the big debate that I'm going to have with the guys and the females. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share, because that's how my content gets out. And also remember, no matter what shade, color, hair texture, personality, anything that makes you you, know that you're beautiful, and always know that, no matter what anyone says. So with that being said, stay fly and have a good week. Bye. Thank you guys.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.